You have more time to see a moving tribute designed to draw attention to lives lost during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Yellow Heart Memorial is being extended. It will be on display through March 1st at the Jack D. Huffman Community Building. In an earlier story, we met some of the local team behind it, and now we are meeting the artist. Hannah Ernst is 16 years old and from New Jersey. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Hi, yes, thank you so much for having me.
Tell me how you got started creating these portraits.
So if I'm being totally honest, it was a freak accident, quite honestly. I had just gotten an iPad and my mom came home and she was just really upset by the fact that people are so callous towards the numbers. And so I decided that I should try and change that. And so I ended up making my grandpa's memorial and that took off. And since then, it's just been snowballing.
As we mentioned, you are in New Jersey. So what did you think when you found out that people wanted to display your work here in Irving, Texas?
That was outstanding. I mean, there's no other way to say it. To know that my artwork that I just did in my living room is just getting featured across the country. I mean, it's really far away. I mean, it was just incredible to know.
Yeah, and what kind of response have you gotten to this display in Irving?
It's just been amazing. I mean, the amount of support and love and appreciation people have towards what I'm doing and what Rosie's put together, it's just unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Tell me about the traffic to your Facebook page after people started learning about this.
It's been crazy, quite honestly. I mean, I'm in school still, so that's definitely top priority. But I mean, I would say at least now we have at least 200 people waiting in our, I guess, requests list. And so it's definitely been a lot, but I'm more than happy to try and get to as many as I can.
Yeah, you mentioned 200 waiting, and how many of these portraits have you made so far?
I have done 800 memorials, so that's like established. And then a lot of them also have 2 people to 3 people, depending on how many family members have been lost per family. So I would say, although there's 800 posts, I've definitely done at least 900 memorials.
And it is interesting to look at your Facebook site, and we'll put it up on the screen. Not only do you show the pictures, but you get a story about each victim. What do you hope people get out of seeing this art and reading the stories?
I'm hoping that I can create some sort of visual impact. I mean, that's one of the motivating factors towards what I do. Unfortunately, a lot of people just see the numbers, they only hear the statistics of it. And so it takes away from the humanity and the realization that these numbers are people. You know, these people had plans for the future, they had plans for tomorrow. And so I'm hoping that in creating a sea of yellow, which is the symbol of COVID-19, maybe I can impact somebody enough so that they can save a life by wearing a mask.
And what about the impact on you? You're 16 years old and confronting this heavy, tragic issue head on. How do you cope?
It's a lot, to be totally honest. I mean, I try to look on the bright side and knowing that I am differentiating the person from the numbers that everyone's gotten used to, but it can be hard. I try to look on the positives of it, that I am helping a family cope and I'm remembering someone that's been lost. But there are times when I'll be reading a story and it kind of hits you because, you know, these people had lives, they had loved ones, and like I said, they had family members and plans, and unfortunately that was taken away from them.
You mentioned going nationwide with this. What is next for you and this project?
Honestly, I'm hoping to get some sort of established memorial, a permanent memorial somewhere where we can just recognize the ones that we've lost and hope that their names are not forgotten. And I'm hoping that somewhere along that line, my grandpa can be distinguished among everyone else. And I can create some sort of, like I said, national memorial where our loved ones are not forgotten and they're not just numbers.
And of course, after watching this, and certainly after seeing the memorial in person, some people may be wondering, how do you request one of these portraits?
Yeah, it's actually really simple. So we have a Facebook page, Faces of COVID Victims. You can go check it out. All you have to do is shoot us a message, and from there, we'll just say that we need the full name, the description of your person, so who they were as a person, a photograph, and their age. And from there, you'll get put on the list, and we'll message you when it's done.
Hannah Ernst, thank you so much for being with us and for all of the good work you're doing on this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Again, the Yellow Heart Memorial is on display through March 1st at the Jack D. Huffman Community Building. Enter through the doors facing Rock Island Road.